Entrepreneurship Summit. Congratulations, Chandra, Sandeep, and the team for putting up such a wonderful program today. After hearing Mr. Mohan Reddy and Mr. C.K. Kumar, I have nothing to say, but I can just mention a few things where it comes to entrepreneurship in our country and across the world. What is it we require to do, and what is it we need to look at? Not just for a year or two. The trend is we need to look at it 2025, 2030, what it is going to be all about, because in our country, 25% of the global population is below 25 years of the age. The youth is below 25%. I'm saying 25 years of the age. This actually attributes to the population of the world, 25% of the population of the world. So that's where the challenge lies. Today, entrepreneurs, whoever is going to start a business should look at 10 years from now, how are we going to grow? How are we going to create jobs? Because technology is taking over the world. And by 2020, there's going to be advanced technology, robotics, automatic transport, artificial intelligence, and we are going to lose 5 million jobs across the world. And then when we say we have 25 years of age, below age, 25% of population in our country, we need to start looking at how we create jobs. And it's entrepreneurs' duty to look at what we have to look at it, where we stand. A few years back, you have started Naturals thinking that that's the key factor, and you had mentioned when we met together in the morning, it's the right time you have touched for the youth, they require this. So that is something which he saw 10 years back. Your journey started 10 years back. That's where he looked at it, and it will continue to grow his business. So what we are looking at it is the requirement would be basically on technology, computational thinking, caregiving, which is very, very important again. When we talk about robotics do not have, yet they have to advance to soft skill, personal touch, social connect, and that's where the jobs are going to create. So entrepreneurs should start thinking in those terms, how we're going to create and how we're going to start looking at creating something new, innovative ideas towards this. Then we also have something which is extremely required by 2025 is caregiving, life coach, therapists, medical assistant, medical caregivers. This is extremely important because lifespan is going to grow. Health is something which is important. So that is where the innovation lies. Now, how are we going to take this forward? That is what we have to look at it. Then also, we are looking at lifelong learning. When Mr. KK said that he was hearing audiovisual, and he learned a lot through that, that inspired him. Very soon, everything is going to be, education is all about lifelong learning. When he said he spent time just listening to, while traveling, while eating, all the time he's just listening and watching. Already there are a lot of apps which have come up, and that's where one of the apps which I have gone through is Skillshare. That's going to be the ongoing business for the future where job creation will happen. And lifelong learning is something where everybody should look at it. A lot of teachers are required. Lot of education training will happen online. So this is something where one should look at it. Also, we should look at social intelligence and new media literacy. Now, everything is on technology, touch, and you get the news. But what kind of news is required? How are we going to address this? What is to be taken and what is not to be? And there's so much of knowledge around. So something like that is required. And the present youngsters should look at not just being an engineer or a law student or a chartered accountant, but I think so it's highly required now is liberal arts, where psychologists, political science, economics, these are the things which is extremely required for the future of a country as well as the world. We also should look at adaptability and business acumen, where management analysis, these are the things which are extremely important and crucial. Technology is something which will combine all of these. Innovations will happen. Mr. Mohan Reddy had mentioned that R&D is not very strong in our country, but it is taking a step forward with the present center and the state governments, both in Telangana and in Andhra, because I come from Andhra. So I can say that they are also looking, universities are seriously looking at having these R&D facilities where America or Western countries are very good at innovation, looking at a lot of research. Our country lacks on that, and now the present center and state governments are looking at that. So I don't think so. There's a step ahead. There is definitely policy in place. Education department is looking at it. I think so. Mr. Mohan Reddy was not aware of that, but they are working on that. It's not been mentioned in budget, but it has been looked into it in education department. And whatever we do today, India is a fast-growing country, and we should not look at next 3 years, next 5 years. We should look at what would be next 20 years, because the maximum population from India is going to be between the age group of 20 to 35 by 2025 and 2030. So that's where we need to look at it. As why we are working towards it, we have a special vertical, which is entrepreneurship and innovation. We started last year, and 40 chapters across the country are working on this with smaller scale, but we are sure that we would take this forward, and we would ensure that India would get the best and the best of innovative businesses. Entrepreneurship would grow high, and we would create jobs. Thank you very much for giving us time. Thank you.